Time magazine. Coach, how has the specific cost of attendance offered by your school affected your program and your recruiting?
I guess we'll find out in February when they sign. Commitment-wise, we've got a few, probably normal around the country. But we're a little bit above the average, I think. We're right around 4,200, so forth. So we've learned that whatever it is, it is. And we're not going to argue or cry about it. If some schools can give a little bit more, so be it. Supposedly the federal government regulates this. The chief financial officer at each school sets the number. And that's just the way it is. And let's go play ball. So we're not going to worry about it. And we're going to get our athletes that $4,209, I think is what it was. So we'll live with it.
Coach, we'll go over to our left. Bob.
Hey, Coach. Bob Wilson. How do you feel about your quarterback situation going into fall camp? Do you feel like it's resolved from?
No, it hasn't been resolved. No, we've had 3 quarterbacks that rotated around during spring practice, and statistically in the spring game, they're very even. Percentage-wise, about the same, yards, touchdowns, all that. So we're going to keep competing during preseason practice. We got a month before the first game, so we should be able to figure out who can play best. Connor Mitch, good player. Perry Orr, Michael Starnecchia. And then we got a freshman kid, Lorenzo Nunez, excellent runner, pretty good passer also. And I know you can't get 4 ready to play, but we'll have maybe some plays for Lorenzo Nunez and the other guys. I've been the coach to play 2 quarterbacks. I think you all know that. And you can win with 2. There's nothing in the rule book that says you have to have 1. So if we did play more than 1, that would be because both of them are about the same ability-wise.
We'll stay down front with Patrick.
The Gainesville Sun. Steve, how close did you come to walking away at the end of last year, and how much did the Miami game rejuvenate you?
Well, it all rejuvenated us. I don't know how close I came to walking away, but when you lose 4 out of 5, and 3 of them we had a 2-touchdown lead with 4 minutes to play. 13 points against Missouri with about 4.5 or 5, and Kentucky and Tennessee 14-point leads. And we didn't stay on the field offensively, and then of course we didn't stop them on defense. Those were some tough losses. And I was watching Dustin Johnson interviewed on Golf Channel the other day, and he said, Dustin, after you 3-putted at Chambers Bay, you didn't come to the trophy presentation. Why weren't you there? And gee, the guy just 3-putted from 12 feet. And he just said, I needed to get away. And but he's back, and he feels good, and I think he's got a wonderful chance to win it. And after we sort of blew the game, when you can say Tennessee beat us, so we couldn't hold on to a 14-point lead with a little over 4 minutes. Yeah, I felt like getting away a minute, and I was quickly at the press conference and left. So hopefully people can understand. Some losses are tougher than others, especially when you have a good lead and can't hold it. But we're rejuvenated with the end, with the bowl game, 7-6, huge win for our program, for me, for all of us. And getting John Hope there is I think, going to really be helpful. We've got good coaches, but for whatever reason, we just didn't communicate. We can play a lot better defensively, and I think everybody's going to see that this year. So that's given all of us, I think, an extra life there at South Carolina.
Good. We'll go in the center section. Right in front of us.
Stephen M. Smith, the Touchdown Alabama magazine. Coach, you talked about the quarterbacks trying to get to the preparation of this battle in Communion. You had a lot of good ones in your time, especially Rex Grossman, Doug Johnson, of course, Jesse Palmer. A lot of great ones, of course, in South Carolina, Connor Shaw, and Dylan Thompson. But in the last couple of seasons, you started to become a lot more balanced. What's made that happen?
About running the ball more?
Yes, about running the ball, about being balanced, total.
Well, we have excellent runners, got a pretty good running scheme, offensive line, and so forth. And we need to stay on the field. I think we all know the offense that can stay on the field a long time really helps your defense. and helps you win the game. I was asked some recently at the Booster Club, how come you seem to run all the time on first down now? And my answer was, we need to stay on the field. If we're going to win, we got to stay out there and not only drive for touchdowns, but we got to consume some clock. Watching a replay on the SEC network, they showed our game with Clemson of, I think it was 2000 and either 2013, and Clemson only had 17 plays, I think, right toward the end of the first half. So we had to stay out there and make 7 out of 8 third down conversions. And when you can do those kind of things, that's as good as 3 quick touchdowns if you can keep the other team on the sideline. So that's sort of our best way to try to win. And if you've got a defense and get the ball right back immediately, then you can go out there and fire 3 passes. If you don't hit anything, so what? You'll get it back in a minute. But we weren't quite like that.
And Coach, we'll go over here on our left.
Mike Beyond here, Orlando Sentinel. Coach, I know this is a sad subject, but the murders in Charleston, how did that affect you? You've always been adamant about bringing that Confederate flag down. Your reaction when they finally did?
I realized that it was a tragedy, obviously, 9 innocent people to be killed like that. I applaud our governor for setting the initiative to remove the flag, and obviously it was received very well by just about everyone in our state and around the country. And obviously all of us in college sports, we know the importance of equality, race relations, everybody getting along. So certainly I think all the coaches all over South Carolina was happy and glad to see the flag come down.
They will stay over on this side.
Hey, Coach Spurrier, Tom Palmer, Kansas City Star. I was just curious, you've had some pretty impactful games with Missouri the last couple of years, some tight games. Are they becoming something of a rival for you guys? And do you feel like any team to beat in the SEC East after winning the titles last year?
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. Yeah, I really like Coach Pinkel. He and Mark Rick have been there in the conference, I think, the longest. And I think Les Miles and I are the 3rd longest, 10 years apiece at our school. So we showed some longevity at our school, especially Coach Pinkel. And they do a super job in Missouri. Yeah, I really think they maximize the talent that they have there. The defense plays hard, tough, gets a bunch of turnovers, and their offense does enough to win a whole bunch of ball games. For those guys to go 7-1 2 years in a row and win the East is wonderful. It's a wonderful accomplishment for Missouri. And yeah, we have that little trophy. We call it the Battle of Columbia's, and they got it last year. They scored 2 at the end on us. But it's a nice little robbery. And it's not, we've only been playing for 3 years, so it's not historic or anything like that.
All right, well, we'll go in the center section on the back.
James Truckney with AL.com. Coach, top recruits come in with a ton of hype each year, and you're obviously familiar with this, having dealt with Becky Clowney. How did you go about handling some of that outside noise with the Davian, and specifically when he was a freshman? And is there a unique challenge to handling a player who's the top recruit in the country?
Well, you handle them a little differently. As Coach John Wooden used to say, he treats us all, everybody the way they earn and deserve to be treated. Yeah, every now and then I'll tell the player, we won't have to put you on the Clowney program, which, but he was fine. He was fine most of the time. He had some little nagging injuries that, prevented running after practice, things of that nature, but he was such a marvelous athlete. He really, when the ball was snapped, he was the best. Sometimes you have a different program. But as long as they produce during the ball games, I think all the teammates understand that he's going to be there when the ball game starts and go from there.
Coach, we'll go front left, John.
Coach, John Neighbor, ESPN 995 Arkansas. There's been some situations here in the past few weeks in college football. For example, Florida State University, where they've had issues with some of the players off the field. What do you do as a coach to make sure that your players and the guys you recruit stay out of those bad situations?
Yeah, somebody asked me earlier, said, Coach, y'all haven't had any problems in a long time there in South Carolina, and what are you doing differently? I've always had a rule as a coach that if you ever hit a girl, you're finished. And we've lost 2 in South Carolina. Fortunately, they were not star players. If they were star players, they were gone all over the country. So we quietly got them to transfer or leave or what have you. So our players know if they ever hit a girl, they're not going to play at South Carolina. And we enforce that rule. Other than that, we probably had our share of little things here and there, but nothing too bad. So most of our problems have not been starters or star players, so it doesn't hit the paper too much.
Just over here on this side of the room.
My name is Noel. I'm with Steve. This is your 26 years as a college head coach. How do you keep your sanity and your health to last this long? And how do you evaluate yourself at the end of every year? Like say, okay, I'm going to go another year.
Same way you sports writers do it, I think. Yeah, I really think the program I'm on helps to hang around a long time. Somebody said, why are you still coaching? And I said, well, I forgot to get fired, and I'm not going to cheat. And that's got the way you lose your job. You get fired for losing, or you cheat, and then you get somebody else. So I've not done any of those to any extent, big time, I guess. But I do get away probably more in the off season than a lot of coaches. I know I work out more during the season than most all coaches. And I've got excellent assistant coaches. It's not near as stressful as maybe some people make it out to be. And have my whole family right there in Columbia. So there's not a pool, year-round grandkids all over the place as much. Just one daughter lives in Panama City, Amy. She came to every game last year. So, but the big thing is we're winning. That's the big thing. We're winning, and it's fun. And we still have never won an SEC. Nobody gives us a chance this year, which is good. Stranger things have happened. We still have lofty goals, but we need to return being a top 10 team. And I don't think we're too far away from returning to that.
Coach, we'll go in the center section, 3 rows back.
Hey, Steve Spurrier, Bulldog Illustrated. It's a common bench here started going into practice and quarterback, and when the first year started quarterback, is it hard to develop that leadership like he needs, seasoned player over the years like Connor Shaw?
Well, we don't have a starter going into preseason practice. You go out there with the first bunch, but it's pretty much wide open. And Connor Mitch is the best, and he easily could be. He'll be a starter. But we believe in letting every player earn it and go from there. And second part of the question was, what was it? Oh, leadership. Yeah, leadership. Well, leaders are always players who play a lot and lead by example. So you got to play a lot and play well, then you got a chance to be a leader. And that's just sort of my opinion. We've had some backup guys like scream and yell in the locker room and tell his assistant coach, tell him nobody's listening to him. Tone it down a little bit. You have to be a good player. You have to be a good player and say, come on, let's go, guys.
All right, we'll go over here in our right section.
Steve, Mark Bradley from Atlanta. I'm not trying to advocate anything here, but 70 years old, do you allow yourself to think of an exit strategy? Do you think 3 more years, 5 more years, 20 more years?
Well, like I told people, I breezed right through age 60, breezed right through 65, and I'm going to try my best to breeze right on through 70. I can still remember just about everything. So mentally, I think I'm the same as I was. We got 2 people running for president. I think Hillary and Donald Trump are both 69, I believe. And Coach K, Duke, he's still doing pretty good. I think 69 also. So the age really doesn't mean a lot. The number on your years is not what's important. It's whether or not you can function physically, mentally, emotionally, get your team ready to play. That's what's important. And we got some goals there that we've not hit yet. And you know, that retirement thing is not, I don't think I'd be very good at it. I go to the beach and stay 4 or 5 days and hey, let's get on out of here. We've been here long enough. So, but you know, none of us know how long we're going to be here. None of us know. All of us coaches, we all coach a long time. We got some coaches in our league may go to the NFL someday. You know, there's no guarantee they're going to be at this school. The way some of those NFL teams can offer $15 million, $20 million a year to a coach. If one of them offered Coach Saban, we'll make that 7.2 look paltry to him probably. And they easily could. Those guys have a lot of money out there, as we all know. And there's no guarantee. Kevin Sumlin had a chance to go to the pros 2 or 3 years ago. None of us know exactly how long we'll be coaching in place. In fact, Danny Sheridan, Danny's not here, is he? I wish he did the odds on every coach being there 4 years from now. Set the odds on it. And, I don't know if you bet on that, but that would be something fun to bet on. Who will be here 4 years from now? I don't know, just something to think about. But we all know what I'm trying to say is you don't know what's going to happen down the road.
Good, we'll go here in our left. With that.
Coach, Gene Zappa from Charleston. A lot of programs are plugging in transfer quarterbacks. What do you think of that concept, and why have you kind of stayed away from that?
Yeah, we think we've recruited some pretty good quarterbacks, and we think they're very capable of playing well for us. When you bring one in from somewhere else, you sort of tell the guys you got, we don't think you're very good, I would imagine. But now, if the guy's really a superstar, and you got a chance to get one, that may be different. I don't know. We've got a safety coming in that played in Kansas last year, Isaiah. He's on campus now. So we do bring in some players in other positions in that category, but we've not done it for that.
All right, we'll stay over here on the left side, on the aisle, far out.
Mike Bianchi again with your Windows Sentinel. Coach, I'm interested in the answer you gave Pat Julie. You said you don't know how close you came to walking away last year. Did you tell anybody?
Listen, you ever lost 4 out of 5, you had a chance to win, and 2 of them, 2 touchdowns, you've never lost, we were losing. And it wears on you a little bit. So you need something to pick you back up. And obviously the bowl game, all the recruits coming, and when the recruits sign on, they're sort of looking you in the eye and say, Coach, you know I'm signing on to play for you, don't you? That's what they're sort of saying. And it's tough to walk away from these guys. Now, if we go bad and they need a new coach there, then I'd be the first one to say, you need a new coach. Right now, I think the fans still like me there. I think all the records and so forth that we have there are still pretty good. And somebody told me the other day, I'm the youngest coach in the SEC that has won 4 straight bowl games. Did you know that? Yeah. The youngest coach just did that. Y'all knew that, eh? Okay.
Okay, we'll go here in the center, about 4 rows back, right in front of us.
Grant Pack, independent point alligator. Coach, how do you think that you've evolved in your 25 or so years as a football coach? And also, how's your golf game?
No, golf game's not near what it used to be. Hadn't played quite as much this year for some reason. But I think we run the ball a lot more than we used to. A little bit more conservative for whatever reason. Very seldom do we throw 45, 55 times a game. Let's get behind early, and we can get behind a lot early. Texas A&M, now they had a field day on us that first game last year. We gave up almost 800 yards and 39 first downs and so forth. That was the only one that we got really clobbered pretty much. So, but anyway, it's a little more conservative.
All right, we'll go in the center, to our left side.
Aaron Suttles, West News. Steve, you were in the conference at the same time as Kenny Stabler, who was recently passed. I was wondering what your recollections of him are.
Yeah, Kenny, actually, I think his, what was his last year? 68, 67, right? Something like that. last year was actually 66. Yeah, but he's one of the all-time best. Yeah, he's one, and probably made his mark more as a pro, a little bit like Joe Namath. Namath was an excellent quarterback at Alabama, but his big years, Super Bowl years, were in the NFL. And yeah, Kenny's probably, he's one of the best to ever play NFL quarterback, no question about it. It was sad to read about it.
Okay, we'll go right here in the center aisle.
Connor, I know the Red Blacks. You always seem a little bit more excited to beat Georgia. Why is that?
Oh, you didn't see me after the Miami game in Pensacola? I think I was the most fired up. All of us were, because we went from losers to winners. When you go into a game 6-6, there's a lot on it. And just change the subject a little bit. I've learned a lot better appreciation for all the home games. I really have. Everybody can't play in the SEC championship game. Only 2 teams can get there. Teams can have winning records, or even 6-6, and with a chance to have a winning record, a chance to win a bowl game, and when you watch the team that wins and celebrate, I mean, you watch Wisconsin and Capital One, the Gators in that Birmingham Bowl, and us and Independence. I tell you, it's a thrill to win that last game. So I like the 14 playoff, certainly, but there is a place for all these bowl games. There's a place because somebody's going to be very, very happy when that last one's over.
We'll take one final one.
John Zinger, Associated Press. Not too many people are arguing against the transfer rule related to domestic violence, but do you also worry that until other conferences or unless other conferences adopt the standard that there's a bit of a competitive disadvantage potentially?
Yeah, I've heard some coaches say that. I guess potentially it could be a little bit. But the SEC has their rules, and we live by them. Our rules are different on that satellite camp issue also. A lot of Big Ten teams come into the South, into Texas, into Florida, set up a camp and so forth. And SEC rules are against that also. So, yeah, you could be, but I don't know. We all got 85 scholarships. We all got a chance to get 85 players. Try to train them, coach them, develop them, be the best you can be. So that's just the way it is.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, man.